Ron already said stop acting silly.
Skating.
It's Hagrid and Harry. Brolly in my palm with his calm, now I open carry. Nocturne alley, no valley. French ting in the sidecar, a revoir when I put the long snout in a patty.
Ooh.
I'm in the mountain scouting, make a limp wet like a fountain. Sitting out three wine, think it's Kanye, so cold. The honey hugged me, bouncing.
Defendo, reducto,
Skirt in the benzo,
Accio, ho.
cause these crooks need a
What up, 21? Can you do something for me? This is the High Level Podcast, episode 21. We're back. It's an OG vibe today. Me and Rayna just kind of kicking it. We're going to go over some funny shit we found on the internet because the internet never fails us.
Never.
But yeah, no Vinny P today. And I'm going to shamelessly plug Vinny P right now while he's not here.
Add last.
No, not yet. Add last, I'm gonna poke in the middle this week because I feel like when I plug it at the end, I don't know if everybody makes it to the end. Nah.
Yeah. Because everybody tunes
plug
in
the
at
middle.
the beginning.
All right. We're gonna plug right now, guys. This podcast is sponsored by AdLast, High Level Digital Marketing. If you guys need someone to market your business, promote your brand, etc., Vinny P is that guy. You want to reach out to him at adlastinfo@adlast.io. That's his email. Reach out to him. He will help you guys get your brand going, get you marketing like a pro on the internet. So with that being said, I also wanted to say, which I was going to start with was... Shout out Vinny P, man. I just want to give him his props while he's not here and say this podcast wouldn't even be where it's at right now without him, without all of his help, his ideas, his input, his editing. So Vinny P, I fucking love you, bro. Thank you very much for
That's right.
everything you do for this podcast. Also, more importantly, I'm happy that this podcast brought us back to the brohood that we had many years ago. That's right back on track like we never left. So that's dope. Also, if you guys are wondering why Vinny P is not here with us this week, it is because he got the vid. I had the vid as well. I'm feeling better now. I'm good. That was miserable. However,
I'm God's favorite,
she's
and
God's
I did
favorite,
not get it.
and she never gets it. I don't know how she skates every time, but Rayna seems to just skate past COVID unless you're like asymptomatic. You just don't know you have it.
No, I don't have it. I'm God's favorite.
But anyways, yeah. AdLast, guys, the sponsor of the podcast, AdLast. All that information is going to be in the video description / audio description. So anybody seeking that, you know where to find it. However, I want to launch this episode with something that we're gonna play some stupid shit we found on the internet, including videos.
Wait, hold on. So, I asked the people what the superior fall flavor is.
You asked the people too? Oh, we're gonna start with that? Okay, you go.
People.
Go ahead. You go first.
We're at 73%
Oh, you did a poll
for
huh?
apple.
I couldn't figure out how to do a poll on Facebook.
and 27% for pumpkin.
What's going on
the people
is-
have spoken. It's apple.
Is it apple or pumpkin the fall superior flavor? I know we're still technically in summer, but we are at the end of summer. Therefore, we can start to have this debate, apple or pumpkin. Now, what I didn't like is when I asked everybody on Facebook what they prefer.
Everyone wanted to put in their exceptions.
That's what I didn't want to hear. Now, specifically when I say apple or pumpkin, it's either apple everything, candles, pies, drinks, dessert,
Everything, yeah.
everything, or pumpkin, candles, coffees, drink, whatever. Everyone's like, oh, apple candle, but pumpkin latte, or pumpkin pie, but apple and it's like, no. Do you want fucking apple, or do you want pumpkin?
Apple.
Me, I'm a pumpkin guy. With that being said,
Apple. All the way.
I do enjoy apple. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm anti-apple, but I'll tell you one thing.
Apple's just like such a fall like flavor. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
How to
Apple's just
explain.
universal to me. Like when you have kids and your kids drink apple juice, then like
But
it
your
just
kids
becomes
don't drink
obsolete.
apple juice.
Carson drinks apple juice. Ryan used to drink apple juice.
Now he does.
But
He switched up.
apple something that's like year round type of thing to me. Like
But
pumpkin,
cider isn't year round.
You can get it year round.
But who drinks it year round?
And somebody
you drink it during the fall.
who's an apple connoisseur. However, I'm not that guy. I enjoy, like I said on the book, I enjoy a nice cold apple cider on like a warm fall day while you're out apple picking or something. However, if I'm at like Spooky World, or I'm sitting by a bonfire at night, or I'm at Topsfield Fair at night, it's
You
a
want
little
a hot
cold.
cider.
I want a hot cider. However, my day-to-day fall beverage is always going to be
Nah.
a pumpkin coffee. It just hits. Like, pumpkin dances on the palate different than apple. Apple's like very
It literally
sweet.
tastes like sweet potato to
No,
me.
it's just like nutmeggy, cinnamon.
sweet
It's
potato.
warm.
It's
It's
glorified
inviting.
sweet
Like
potato.
it's just so tasty, and it's just such a treat because you
No.
only get it for like a month and a
Not
half.
you trying to talk it up. No, it's apple.
Listen,
sorry, babe. The people
each
have
their own.
spoken.
I mean,
No,
to
it's
each
not
their
to
own.
each their own.
It is.
The superior, eat this or that. Apple, pumpkin, apple's
All right,
winning.
to be fair, a majority of people probably are apple because pumpkin is just a very distinct thing that not every, like, apple is pretty universal. But let's not lie and say that apple cider isn't just really sweet apple juice. It's pulpy sweet apple juice. That's what apple cider is, with a sprinkle of cinnamon. And I'm not hating,
that
again,
shit's
I'm
lit.
not hating on
That shit
the
big
cider.
bus.
I enjoy the cider.
Big bus.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. I would
because this
love
has
to know.
been our debate since we started dating.
This is just the ultimate debate come this time of year. Truly, it really is.
When we started dating, this was like a big thing.
Now, this is a video I found that it's an AI
Oh my
generated
gosh.
Harry Potter drill beat. I don't know if you want to watch this too, but oh,
Youngest try Wizzy. Cedric, are you busy? Cho Jang wanna blow bang on the glizzy. Pesky Pixie wave the fire whiskey. Cho's too busy, so a Snapchat Jenny. 687 stacking bands up in Gringotts. Lou Moss open the vault when the boy knocked. Ron already said stop acting silly.
skating.
Is Hagrid and Harry. Brolly and my palm, but it's calm now. I open carry. Nocturne alley, no valley. French ting in the sidecar. A revoir when I put the long snout in a patty. I'm in the mountain scouting, make a limp wet like a fountain. Sipping out made wine, think it's tiny, so corn. Got the whole of hogs meat bouncing.
Divindo, Redocto,
Skirt in the benzo.
Accio, Hole.
Cause these crocs need a quick blow.
Beat gal on the oat meat.
Back to the hut on her knees like a cowpea.
You're a right foul kid, did you know that? Dilly we blitzed off the blowback.
See me and Grog on a double tap.
I should not have said that.
Mischief, Manny straight, Gryffindor, Savage Link.
Bars.
Gang
No,
of
he's
bang
straight
through one eye, which
vibing.
passes.
It's crazy.
Breeds a skeeter, here comes your feature. Make your boot to your head, max damage.
Fill up under the house coat, now we're inside. Mad eyes, polyjuice got me disguised.
Oh, Harry, come
Shut down
correct.
the function.
Sorry, Professor, I must not tell lies.
Fucking bop. Are you kidding? That's every true Harry Potter's fucking. Everyone's going crazy on the internet for that video right now. It's coming up all over the place. I see mad people
That's because
sharing
you're
it.
interacting with it like
It
crazy.
is so fucking funny though how like someone AI generated Harry and Hagrid's voices onto that nasty beat and then also did the whole visuals, like a whole music video for that shit, guys. Come on, like
We shouldn't have never gotten AI.
it is amazing. Like the things like that was fire. I don't give a fuck. Like I know you guys at home or if you're at work driving in the car, your head was bopping to that shit and you know Harry was spitting flame.
I cannot.
Just saying, and Hagrid too, and they even had Ron in there for the quick little ad lib too. That shit was like, I'm sorry, but whoever created that, if you happen to stumble across the High Level Podcast episode 21,
Hit us up so you can get credit.
yeah, not even just that, but like, can we get that out on Apple Music and Spotify ASAP so that I can drive
You're
90
bugging
miles
out.
an hour down 93, vibing to that song? I need a full song to that. Oh, that was too
That's
good not to
straight
play on the
millennial
pod.
shit.
I'm sorry.
Us millennials, like, we love us some Harry Potter, and I love that for us.
Yeah, Harry Potter is so lit, and then to do something like that was a bop. You're just being a hater.
I'm not being a hater.
You're being a hater. You are. All right, I got moving on. And again, guys, it sucks to be an audio listener right now because I am gonna play some videos. So therefore, if you're an audio listener, that means you got to jump on the YouTube and watch the video. And while you're there, you want to hit that subscribe button and then that little bell notification button so that when we post a episode, you don't miss it. All right, check this one. I know you saw this, but how crazy is this situation?
Gotta get all these plugs out. Is it bulging? It's gonna break. What do we do?
Watch the water gonna bust right through. What would you do if that was out? That's insane. Oh my god, for context.
You know what I wanted? You want to know what I would do?
Go ahead.
Immediately, I would not stand there and record.
No shit.
Like immediately.
And you
like
can hear
that.
you can hear in the background too. The dog must have been getting in. They're like, get away, da, da, da. Like, what are you doing?
So that means you heard the drip, drip, drip. Like you heard it.
And then if
you didn't do any proactive shit by like getting shit out the way.
And if you listen closely, they're like, oh, we're gonna have to unplug all those outlets. Like you have a bigger problem than that. Like, but I thought that was worthy of sharing, considering that, you know, Puerto Rico and Bermuda and Florida, all them get bopped with all these wild
Hurricanes
storms. Like,
and
that's
just a lot of natural disasters happening this year. But I mean, climate change. But
that's
who
why
wants
I
to
could
believe
never
in
live.
that?
I could never live down south like that. Like I can't deal with hurricanes. And then it's
No,
like,
I couldn't live in Cali. They have like fucking mudslides and earthquakes and shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
We have
And then
earthquakes here
fucking
too in Mass.
wildfires.
That too.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's a problem. Same that happened. Remember the when was that? Remember there was a big fight.
That was last summer where we couldn't even like the air quality was bad. Yeah.
On the East Coast.
Yup.
Craziness. We watched this one the other night, but for the sake of the pod.
No, my glass. No glasses.
Yo, she didn't even see the window. This bitch is trying on glasses in the store. And her friend sees her. She come walking up like she was going to go right up to her friend. Bow, kid. Walked right into a fucking window. How's your face feeling right now? For real, for real, for real. This was crazy. No, I'm thinking, oh my god, it's the pelican. Pelican gets struck by lightning on the. That's something that I can't get behind, bro. I could never imagine getting struck by lightning. I hate electricity. It scares the shit out of me.
Do you remember Benjamin Button? The movie?
Yeah, Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the old man throughout the movie, like, I've been struck by lightning 7 times. One time I was just walking my dog.
I don't even remember that, but I do remember my cousin Amanda telling me that her mom, my Aunt Rhonda, got struck by lightning twice in her life. I believe that's what she said. I don't know, Amanda. If you end up stumbling across episode 21, let me know if I'm just out here telling
Embellishing
lies.
stories.
If I'm out here just telling lies on the fam. I had 1 or 2 more videos I want to share. And again, guys, bear with the whole watch and react thing. It's something I've been wanting to try on the pod. And this was the first time we're doing it. So it might be one of those things where we just have the side content for you guys. And we'll just do a little watch and react. So I'm just going to shamelessly plug 3-4 videos in here and see what the fuck happens. So bear with. This is another great one.
I just want you to see all of the vomit that I am now cleaning up in the office and everywhere else. So, God damn it!
So sad.
See, I have questions about that because it's like, who was it? The dog that threw up everywhere? Was it one of the kids? And then the kid comes running in, slip, bow.
You know what that throw up reminded me of? This might be too soon to bring up.
What?
Carson's exploded pull up.
Oh my god. Oh,
Too soon.
No, it's not too soon. I can tell this one. All right. So, my fellow parents out there who have children know what I'm talking about when I say this. For those of you that don't, bear with. But I woke up one morning and I had to change my son Carson. He's in pull-ups and this thing was fucking loaded. Like, this was a
to capacity
6 to 10 pound diaper. No fucking word of a lie. So I pull it off of him and I'm at the top, like the head of my bed. I lightly tossed it to the floor on the foot of the bed to just get it out of the way. I didn't throw it. I literally just gave it a little tossy toss. This fucking diaper blew up everywhere in my room. I'm talking ceiling, walls, window, every crevice of my dresser, every crevice of the TV, in between the fucking bottom panel of the TV and the screen, bro. Like, I'm talking those little tiny little micro fucking, they look like little crystals, tiny little beads or whatever that, like, must be the chemical that absorbs. I don't know.
I can't, like, it's not an exaggeration. Like, the video he sent me, like you see this wall behind us, like, it was just, like, covered.
Everywhere.
Like, everywhere.
I was fucking beside myself. It was literally like 5 a.m. I was running off. I think I had like a toothache that night. Didn't sleep or whatever the case was. It was a scenario of all scenario. I couldn't believe it. I'm sweeping up these little crystals that don't want to sweep up because they're like wet. You know what I mean? They're not fucking dry. So they're streaking all over the floor, bro. So not only...
And I'm just picturing, like...
In my boxes, I'm doing this, by the way.
Like, this is like piss-covered beads. So, like, this
Everywhere.
is like piss
Yeah.
in physical form around the room. I'm fucking dead. Just fucking dead.
So not only did I have to, like, sweep it up, and it took forever because they were wet, I then had to Swiffer mop the whole floor, Clorox wipe everything... Like, it was just a nightmare. And I think that's the reason why my TV shit the bed like 3-4 nights fucking later. Honestly, that TV been through mad moves, people banging up again, all kinds of shit. TV
Just
survived.
couldn't handle the pull-up piss.
It gets the pull-up piss in the fucking screen panel and shits the bed.
TV said, I'm fucking done.
I can't believe I didn't even tell that on the pod.
I know.
Because that was a fucking...
That was a moment.
Dude, that was like... one of the worst parent moments I've ever had. Like,
yeah.
Not in terms, obviously, like, when I say that, not in terms of, like, being a bad parent or anything, but just in terms of just, like, situations.
Bad parental moment.
It just wasn't fun. Having COVID and the time and everything kind of threw off our original plan for this week. So we are in the bitch just fucking
winging
talking
it.
Shit.
We're winging it
Honestly,
today.
some of our best content and some of our best episodes are moments where we're like, let's just wing it. Let's just go in and talk shit and bullshit. And at the end of the day, that's what this podcast is. So without further ado, I found a very good amount of glitches in the Matrix. I'm not going to read them all today. I have some in the chamber. It's going to be weird doing a fucking glitch in the Matrix without Vinny P this week.
Yeah, Vinny loves them.
Vinny does. And I love that. I love that he challenges them. Like, he doesn't just want to let it be what it is. He's just like...
He's not a sheep, man.
Like, I don't know.
He is not a sheep.
Doesn't sound like for real. And I'm over here like, nah, bro, that's real. That's real shit. Do you / everyone listening and watching remember when... there was like, I don't know if it was aliens or like humanoid creatures or whatever, but at that mall in Miami, when they evacuated,
No.
You don't remember this? Look at this video. Look at this
What?
video. That was all because there was like a big alien type thing or whatever, and there was like mad of them supposedly, and the whole mall was evacuated. There's videos somewhere
in Miami.
I don't know if it was Miami, somewhere in Florida. I think it was Miami. It was somewhere in Florida, but they had all those cops out there. They had everybody and their mother out there, and like nobody was like, everyone was so shook, no one could like describe what was going on, and like people weren't like cops, and like all these people weren't answering questions, and like nobody knew what the fuck was really going on, and like it just got brushed under the rug. Like we haven't heard about it.
I don't believe it's
since.
aliens then.
No, it was something like, because there was a couple people who came, like people who did talk and like on the internet themselves about what they saw, like gray humanoid fucking creatures. You saw it for yourself. That was the clip from when people will call them the
I
cops.
just don't believe it was aliens.
What do you think it was?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't believe it was humanoids. Maybe an alien.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like a humanoid-esque,
like an
alien creature of some sort, gray,
something unidentified. But
yeah, like it wasn't a human being.
I don't know.
They're not. I mean, they're not gonna. People aren't gonna cause riots in the mall over, and like.
Because I feel like they would have definitely made like more of like caution tape, like spread it out like nobody's like.
What do you mean?
standing-
Did you not see
Look,
the barracks there? People are
there's
still
not
running out of the
enough.
mall. Like, this is like a thing that just happened out of left field. It's not like they fucking, had a SWAT team outside that mall with barriers ready to, like, it was a normal day at the mall. People started seeing these wild things, and you get calls like that out in LA.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe it was LA. I don't know.
I don't know.
Miami,
the story's
something,
it's not selling me.
I wish I could have. I tried to find more on it while I was on here. I couldn't for some reason. It was... Yeah, it was Miami Mini Mall. Yep. I don't know. We'll look into it a little more, but...
We'll have to circle back later, next episode or something for that, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do a little more digging, and we'll
I need more detail.
we'll talk about it. I just wanted to bring it up because I just saw it right there in my saved things, and I was like, oh my god, look at this. It's fucking crazy. I saw this one. I was like, this is pretty fucking debatable here, I guess. Am I wrong for firing the new guy on Monday for having a Confederate flag bumper sticker on his truck?
Absolutely not. Gotta go.
I live and work in Virginia, and after moving from Seattle a year ago, I am the production manager for a company that makes industrial machinery. We hired a welder at the company I work at for about 2 months ago. On Friday, I noticed a truck in the parking lot with a Confederate flag sticker decal on the back window and an old Trump sticker on the bumper. Yeah. I asked our supervisor whose truck it was, and he told me it was the new welder's. I asked the supervisor what he thought of the guy, and he said he's a good welder, but he isn't well liked around the shop. I'm firing him first thing on Monday. I'm going to tell him we are looking to go in a different direction. It's simple. I don't want that kind of people working for us, and that would put a Confederate flag on their vehicle and represent themselves that way. I don't want that shit around me or on our property. I had never seen a real Confederate flag being displayed outside of watching Dukes of Hazzard until I moved to Virginia. So the guy's definitely wrong for the Confederate flag. Hands down. It's time to fold those fucking things up and put them away, with the exception of, like, an American History Museum or something.
Like, yeah, like, what is the, like,
However,
what is the dire need to have that flapping in the wind, like, proud? Like, I don't get it.
but if the guy ever found out that he got fired for that,
At will state.
that's a lawsuit.
If it's an at will state.
True. I guess that's a valid point. I mean, it's Virginia, so I don't know if Virginia is or
either.
isn't. But if it's not an at-will state, which there's not many at-will states,
Which I just found out not too long ago.
like we're one of the very few in Massachusetts where you don't need a reason to shit can somebody. I don't think him having the Confederate flag sticker on his trunk is fire worthy, because if you didn't know that was his truck, he would have kept working there and kept being a really good welder. He may have been a shit human being and not very well liked around the shop, but that should be the reason you fire the guy. Like, you already know before the Confederate flag that he's not a well-liked guy around the shop, and you kept him there. Then you find out he had the Confederate flag sticker on his car, and then you wanted to fire him. Like, to me, that's wrong. Like, the guy is wrong for having the Confederate flag, hands down. Obviously, I don't support that shit. But you can't just fire somebody over just that. In Massachusetts, you can.
Maybe that wasn't his, like, sole reasoning. Maybe it was,
No, but notice how
icing on the cake.
That was his sole reasoning. He was like, I'm going to fire him because of that. And he's not well liked at the shop. It wasn't,
it
he's
just
not.
kind of put them, like, 2 and 2 together for him then. He was like,
I guess.
you're insufferable,
but
look
you
at what
already knew
support.
he was
Gotta go.
insufferable, and you weren't going to fire him until you saw the flag. So you can't sit here and secondary say, oh, and he's, nobody gets along with him at the shop. Well, that didn't matter before the Confederate flag, because you didn't fire him for that before. So I thought this was a great
I guess
thing.
it's just like a strike. It's a tally.
No, it is, but you can't, like,
You're not
pick
liked
and
around
choose.
the shop, and then we see that you have a Confederate flag. Like,
But you can't pick and choose when you're gonna, you know what I mean? Like,
you kind of can.
I mean, I guess you can, but like, morally, it's not right to just pick and choose
When
when
does
you're gonna.
anything morally correct happen in a workplace?
I mean,
Be fucking for real.
I know that when I'm a manager in a building, like, I do the more. I can't speak for anybody else,
You
but
do,
I'm just
but your
saying I
company
can
doesn't.
only speak from, like, what I.
Yeah, as you as a person.
What I would do and how I would do something. So me personally, if that was me, I was the boss, I'm not firing the guy over the Confederate flag. And if him being a nuisance in the shop and not getting along with people in the shop,
that would be my reasoning.
That would be my reasoning. However, you can't secondarily say, oh, I'm firing this guy because of the flag. And because you can't do that. Because before, take the flag out of the equation, that has always been on the table. You knew it and you didn't want to fire him for that. So
or you didn't want that to only be the reason why you fire him.
Right. But at the end of the day, if it's
layers to this.
No mask, no case type of thing. Like no face, no case. Like if you didn't know he had that truck with a Confederate flag, he'd still have a job.
I don't know. I feel like people make things like that their personality trait, which is probably why he wasn't liked around the shop.
I mean, yeah.
And that just kind of put 2 and 2 together.
I mean, again,
that's why you're insufferable. Now you really gotta go.
I mean, I'm not like justifying anything. Like, you know, I just don't think that like people's personal life should be any kind of factor to like employment to a degree.
To a degree, absolutely.
And like, you know, I hate to say it, but how many fucking KKK members somewhere have day jobs in that they don't know the person in the KKK and they're the most well-liked person at work and like all this shit. And then, you find out he's in the KKK and you fire him, which, yeah, fucking shoot him in his face for that. But it's just that whole secondary factor that like, I don't know. I'm not going to ever use the secondary factor, like, personally. I don't know. I didn't know if you had an experience with this, so I'll just ask because I know I have one. But what's your most horrifying experience with a Ouija board?
I've never touched one.
Okay.
I refuse to touch one.
Well, I'll tell my story for shits. Make it like short and sweet, pretty much. So, my mom was living on Walnut Street, Lynn, and she came home with a Ouija board from Salem that she bought at one of those like, I don't know, like thrift shops over there, whatever. So we do the Ouija board and we're like talking to spirits and shit, and we wrap up or whatever. We go in the other room and we come back in the kitchen. Mind you, it's just me, my mom, and Peggy, Amanda, and Nano. All of us left the room together. None of us went out the room by ourselves. We come back in the kitchen. Every cabinet in the kitchen's open.
Nope.
Shut it. Leave, go do our thing. Everybody's like flowing throughout the house now at this point. Come back in the kitchen. Every fucking cabinet's open. The kitchen sink's running. So that was probably, and like, I think that was probably the scariest one just based on how young I was when we did the Ouija board. Like that shit terrified me at that point. And I've done them after that point at an older age where like scary shit has happened, but like now I'm a grown ass man. It's not as scary. Like I can hold myself, down. But yeah, Ouija boards
I don't play with spirits like that in that regard.
No joke.
Like the way how you don't play with sage, I don't play with Ouija boards.
I have a lot of semi-paranormal weird stories I found today. It was like destined to come on the pod because that's all I could come up with on Reddit. So this one's fucking would send me. So Southern Illinois strangeness. Late April of 22, me and a few friends went on a road trip through Southern Illinois. We passed by Shawnee National Forest and stopped at the Trig Observation Tower. After soaking in the beautiful view and smoking a few joints with random stoner couple we met on the way up, we parted ways with our stoner buddies and headed out towards our own campsite for the night. It was getting late and we were driving down these back roads as the sun was setting. It was pretty isolated. Incredibly thick woods flanked both sides of the road and not another car in sight. That's when we saw a light up ahead, just barely visible through some thick brush. We slowed down thinking it was some campers getting set up for the night or some hikers who have gotten lost before sundown. As we approached, something seemed off. The light illuminated from this old camper van and then hadn't moved in months. Vines are slowly creeping over the canopy. The whole setup just screamed abandoned. We looked back to have a second look, trying to make out whether it was from a fire or something inside the van. At first glance, we didn't see anyone as we surveyed the area, but then there he was, feet away from the camper, half hiding behind a tree. He was shirtless, only in overalls and hiking boots. He was staring at us and didn't reply when we shouted hello. As we began to walk in our direction with one hand hidden He began to walk in our direction with one hand hidden behind his back as if he was holding something. We called out again to see if he needed assistance or knew where the campsite was, but he just kept coming, silent and expressionless. We didn't wait to see what he was up to. We leaped right back into the car and flew out of there, dust and rocks kicking up as we took off down the road. We were pretty shaken up by the time we finally pulled into our campsite. Worse was yet to come. We had left the firewood at the gas station, and with the rain, everything around us was pretty wet. We ended up hanging up our hammocks and attempting to fall asleep without fire, which wasn't great for our nerves either. No sooner had we all sighed and started to relax than we heard footsteps coming up from over the crest of the hill. Slow and deliberate, just like the guy we'd seen earlier. We killed our lights and sat there in the dark listening. It felt like eons before the steps stopped, and finally we worked up the courage to look around. We took our flashlights and knives just in case, and we did a quick scan but saw nothing. By then, we said fuck it, so we started packing up our gear, figuring we'll just sleep in the car. Then from behind us there was a cough, and that was all we needed to pack up in a hurry and race down the cluttered trail to our car. We didn't even worry about packing neatly. We just tossed all of our shit in the back and got the fuck out of there. That would, so I've never, camped at a place where it's, legit middle of nowhere. Any campground I've ever camped at is at, in, I wouldn't say a major city, but, semi-minor,
Well, it was a person that was walking towards them?
The same dude in the overalls. From the first time. When they pulled up, they saw an old van or whatever, thought they saw a light over there. They're looking around. They finally look and see this dude that's in only hiking boots and fucking overalls, half hiding behind a tree, and then starts coming towards them with one hand behind his back with no emotion, one speed, on some Michael Myers shit. So they dip back
and
to
they're just standing there
No, they dip back to their campsite. They get in the whip. They dip back to their campsite. They set up their hammocks. They're trying to, let it blow over, whatever. Then they hear more footsteps, a little further down the line.
No,
There's
I would
this
not.
dude. See, that's
I would
one
not
thing.
even have myself in that situation.
And it started too because they road tripped to Illinois to go camping. So they're in the middle of nowhere in a place they don't know, camping amongst friends, which is a great fucking time, by the way.
I don't like camping.
And camping's great. Especially when you rough
It
it.
just
That's the way.
gives crippling anxiety.
But this is the type shit why I won't go to a campground that I don't know. I'm not gonna look up a campsite in Oklahoma in the middle of the woods and go, hey guys, let's go away for a weekend. Let's go camping in Oklahoma in the middle of nowhere.
That's literally horror movie 101.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm not putting myself in a situation like that.
Yeah, that's not
In the
it.
moment I would have saw that dude walking towards us, I would have been the camping trip is done.
Yeah.
This whole entire idea is fucking
I know.
done.
That second, I would have went back and been well, either we're going to find a new campground
Or this is fucking done.
or we're driving home because this is a waste of time. That's the type of shit I'm not dealing with in the middle of the woods. At least, or if anything, if I'm going to do that type shit, I'm taking a fucking gun with me.
Yeah,
Worst case
I don't
scenario.
play with the woods.
But
I
yeah,
really
I don't play that. That shit's creepy. Southern Illinois strangeness. Come on. Okay, you want Glitch in the Matrix now or later?
Hit me, bro.
All right, Vinny P, you ready for this, man? I saw it roll under the dresser. That's the title. Okay. So, in 2010, I was living in an apartment in East Austin. My room was upstairs and had a window, so naturally I would smoke in my room all the time. One night I was getting ready to do that and I dropped the grinder. I watched it roll under the dresser right next to me. I bent down to grab it and it wasn't there. I completely moved the dresser, made sure it wasn't stuck or caught on something under there. I checked behind my floor mirror, I checked in the closet and under my bed, thought maybe I'd missed it rolling across my entire room. But it wasn't there either. I even checked the damn hallway, the stairs, and the bottom of the stairs to see if it rolled under the door somehow. Thing was gone. I eventually got frustrated and gave up. Didn't even smoke. Just went to sleep. I was so done. As soon as I woke up and opened my eyes, I see the grinder on the edge of the windowsill above my bed. I will never forget seeing that there. My weed was still there though, so that was nice.
That's weird.
So he dropped the grinder. The weed... Chances are the weed fucking... Usually when you drop a grinder, the weed falls out of it, right? If it's in the ground up in the middle of the chamber,
magnetic grinders,
just pop right up.
Yeah.
So he watched it roll under. And Vinny, again, as you're going through this, hit me up. Tell me what you think as you're editing this video. Let me know. But it rolled under. He moved everything. He looked everywhere. Gone. Woke up on the windowsill. Mind you, if you searched the horn, he would have saw it there.
And like you hear it because grinders are kind of heavy, you know, like those regular like smoke shop grinders.
Yeah, exactly.
They're pretty. They're made out of metal, so you hear the thump.
Yep, and they heard it
rolling under, and then you hear it stop when it rolls under something. So like
that's what I'm saying.
You heard it, you saw it.
This is a good glitch in the matrix. I think this is another.
And then for it to be placed on a windowsill, like somebody found it and picked it up and placed it, I don't know.
So with that being said, I think that we have another motherfucking glitch in the Matrix, people. And now let us know what the fuck y'all think. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking glitch in the Matrix. I kind of like, since we've been talking about this, I'm waiting for another one to happen to me. I'm just waiting because the seagull wasn't enough for me. I mean, I believe it happened, just not enough.
You need more to recall back on. I feel you.
I do. I just want to experience it again. This is a good one. I saved this one specifically because I know you're about to pop off after you hear this one.
Why?
So,
I'm ready.
How would you feel if you found out the person you were dating was previously married with a child they didn't tell you about? KMT, kissing my teeth right there. Help. I've just discovered the man I've been with for 2 years was previously married with a daughter I had no idea about. I discovered it through an old Facebook post of his. I brought it to his attention and he told me he didn't think it was any of my business since it happened so long ago. We are in our 50s and this happened when he was 19. I'm not sure I understand how this is none of my business. How do you keep something like that from someone? Am I being too sensitive? This is very upsetting because if he can keep something like that a secret, I wonder what other secrets he may have. That's like the first thing you tell, like whether or not you see that kid or like it was a bad marriage because she was like, whatever the case is, when you become official with somebody or like you're out of the talking stage and you're like officially dating or officially unofficially
dating somebody.
Yeah, exclusively. Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing you fucking tell them. Hey, look, when I was 19, I got married, I had a kid, it didn't work out. I don't really want to get into it. I just want to let you know that I do have an ex-wife and a child out there. And then go from there. It's pretty black and white. Like you've been together 3 years before you let that come to light, as if it was never ever gonna, like, you're gonna spend the next 20 years you might have left in this world lying to your partner. That shit
would like so royally piss me off. There's nothing they can say or do to like make me be like, you know what, we can move past this. Absolutely not.
So just for shits and gigs, if say that scenario's us, how are you reacting to that? Like I come home, you come through the crib after I get home from work today, and you have this information. You walk through the door, I'm sitting on the couch drinking a beer, scrolling aimlessly through the rabbit hole, which is Facebook. Just
like, by the way?
No, and you're just like, by the way, I found out, because she's the one that found out. He didn't tell her.
Oh, he didn't even tell her.
No, she found out through an old Facebook post. How you playing that?
Domestic. It is about to be fucking WrestleMania in this bitch, all right? We are fighting for the World Heavyweight Champion.
John Cena.
Babe, I didn't know you were Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it's a pretty foul situation.
That's
pretty black
fucked.
and white. Yeah.
And you didn't tell me? Yeah,
it's fucked.
You're coming home to a knuckle sandwich.
All right. So, next one I got. Today I fucked up by grabbing the wrong pills. A few weeks ago I had a surgery to remove my gallbladder. The surgery was successful, but I've been experiencing some how do you say that? You're the nurse in training. Cholecystectomy. I said it right the first time. Gang. Cholecystectomy pain. My doctor recommended that I take Buscopan? Buscopan? Buscopan?
Buscopan? I don't know.
Sounds Japanese.
I suck at reading.
Take drugs to ease the pain on instead of relying on a stronger medication. And for the most part, it's been effective. Last week, I woke up with cramps. I grabbed a blister pack of pills from the cupboard where I keep my medicines. Took 2 pills, put the rest back in my pocket. As the day went on, I didn't feel any better, so I took 2 more pills. By dinner time, things still haven't improved. In fact, I felt worse. I was bloated, crampy, and it felt like my gallstones were back, which is quite a feat considering my gallbladder was completely incinerated as medical waste weeks ago. I went to bed without eating, hoping I could somehow sleep it off. I woke up around 2 a.m. with urgent need to go to the bathroom. I'll spare the gory details, but felt as though someone had exorcised the demons from my body. I'm not sure how long I was there, but the sun was beginning to rise when I finally emerged. I went looking for help with the cramps and found the strips of Buscopan in my pocket. I took 2 pills, drank a big glass of water to help replace what I'd lost, and went back to bed. At 6 a.m., I was awakened by the same feeling, back to the bathroom for another exorcism. I rummaged through the medicine cupboard, looking for something to make it stop, and found a pack of Imodium. I took 2 and hoped for the best. Things settled down after that. I had one minor encounter with the brown gods, but things were returning to normal by the evening. I was feeling confident enough to eat. Cut to today. I was feeling a little crampy after lunch, so I grabbed the blister pack of Buscopan from my bag, the same one that failed to help me last week. I popped 2 tablets out, and just as I was about to swig the water, I caught sight of the foil on the blister pack. These were not Buscopan. They were Dulcolax. I spat them out, swearing as I did so.
That's a laxative.
I had accidentally taken a ridiculously high dose of laxative last week and almost did the same thing again. The strips were nearly identical to the Buscopan in size, shape, and pill count, so it's an easy mistake to make. I'll have to triple check in the future because I'm not going through that again.
Not the fucking...
Her stomach hurt
Not the
off
laxatives.
rip, and she took laxatives on laxatives on laxatives. You want to talk like, and for the record, guys, there's no fucking way this chick did not, I'm assuming it's a chick, I don't know, shit themselves. This person had to have shit themselves. There's no way you take in 2 massive dose of laxative, followed by 2 massive dose, followed by 2, like a whole day's
Not
worth of
around the
laxative.
clock fucking taking laxatives. That's
No wonder you saw the brown gods, fam.
She must have lost like
Goddamn.
10 pounds. Detox.
Just shitting everywhere. Terrible. I saved this one for you because I was very curious as to the answer, because I'm pretty sure we talked about this at some point in time. But what meal did your parents constantly make or buy that you refused to eat as an adult?
Tuna fucking helper.
Love me some fucking tuna helper, bro. I love me some tuna helper. Facts. So good.
So nasty.
So good. Oh, tuna casserole. Gang. I think mine... You know, oddly enough, you weren't catching me dead eating a Salisbury steak. With
Damn,
like
that's
with
fucked.
like onions and mushrooms and shit. I would never.
That shit's fire with a little bit of mashed taters.
I'm just not a fan of it. It's like,
It's just a hamburger with gravy.
that's what I'm saying though. Like if I'm gonna go out of my way,
It's like mini meatloaf.
right. But that's my point. Is if I'm gonna go out of my way to make mini meatloafs, I'm gonna make like a real meatloaf.
Sometimes you don't need that big old
Yeah,
slab
but
of
I
meatloaf.
can't make my meatloaf into a Salisbury steak. It just doesn't work.
That's kind of fucked.
So, because mine's layered and
I
wrapped in
fucking
bacon.
love a Salisbury steak. Like a homemade one, not
I don't
that
know,
like frozen TV dinner shit.
That's
Hungry
the
man shit.
only one I could think of, truly.
My mom didn't make this, but she used to send me to school every single morning like clockwork. Nutri-Grain bars.
I love Nutri-Grain bars.
I
Yo,
can't even
that's like-
look at them.
You know what pisses me off more than fucking anything? Shameless fucking plug here. If you buy Pop-Tarts with no frosting,
Mummy, this is for you.
stick a fork in an outlet. No, that is not for your Okimi. That is not for your
it
mom.
is. Because growing
not
up,
for your mom?
I used to see kids with the wild berry Pop Tarts. I'm like, oh shit, that shit's lit. The Spider-Man Pop Tarts.
You remember
I'm
that
coming to
Spider-Man
school
Pop-Tart?
with fucking brown cinnamon sugar, unfrosted Pop Tarts, looking like a fucking weenie.
That's so foul.
But
my
the
dad-
upside is that she used to put it in the toaster and then put mad butter on it, so it'd be kind of good. But
Nah, my dad used to buy the strawberry unfrosted. I'd tell you, oh, Dad, why can't you
still, so
buy...
disrespectful.
No, see, what got me would be like, Dad, why can't you buy the Frosted Pop? That's too much sugar. Da, da, da. I'm like, Dad, you bought us all sugar cereals. You bought us fucking My dad's go-to snacks when he like would buy us shit, he'd be like pudding cups, like snack packs, Jello and pudding.
Oh, I hate both. I hate Jello. And pudding.
Adamant's fucking Danish.
Ooh,
which slaps, raspberry Danish.
Yeah, those goes hard.
Raspberry Danish slaps, and then it was like unfrosted Pop-Tarts, peanut butter crackers, the cheese and peanut butter cheese
like
crackers.
Like a vending machine.
That's pretty much what
like
we were. Like
food.
We didn't have the snacks like that. Like, you know, my dad didn't buy like Hostess cupcakes and like Twinkies.
My mom didn't buy that shit either.
Yeah, you ate very green and clean growing up.
Crass.
Where was it? I just had it. Okay. This is something we can all relate to, and we've been there. And now some of us have been there on one side and either have been there on the other or eventually will be there at some point in our life. So I skipped the line and got a lecture. The convenience store has 2 automatic checkout areas and a cashier who will bring out customers. Pretty long line waiting and nobody at either of the auto checkouts. So I walked over to the auto line, scanned my coffee, and paid for it. And just like that, the "hey, I was waiting and then you jumped ahead of me" started. Smiled and said, "You know, even if I did, there was a second self-checkout that you could have used. But I pay with cash, so that won't work. And I paid with my credit card, so your cash payment problem isn't mine." Some people just don't get it, and without our morning coffee, really shouldn't be explaining how the world works to anybody. Couldn't agree more. There's nothing more annoying than someone like, "Oh, you skipped the line." Well, if you didn't have the balls to do it, I do. I will skip the line. If I was that guy and I'm sitting in this long line, everybody's waiting in the line to see the cashier, and there's 2 open checkout lines, self-checkout.
I would have been like, what are you going to do? Beat me up? Like...
But point of what I'm getting at, too, is like, so we've all been the person that cuts or whatever and gets, like, spoken to, if you will. But we're all eventually going to be that miserable fucking asshole, whether we're old or whether we're like walking the line of old, where we're going to say something to somebody too, just because like it just
we'll be old and senile.
Yeah, like it just comes along with it. Like at some point.
Oh, I can't wait till I'm old and senile.
Like
I can't wait to terrorize the kids in the nursing homes.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? When me and Vinny were at the fucking Celtics parade in the Karen.
Oh yeah.
I told the story on the pod already, but for those of you who didn't catch on or listen to...
Shame on you.
Basically, in a nutshell, we were at the parade, the Celtics parade, and the parade was over, and we literally turned around to walk away, and before we could even lift our feet to take a step to move, this Karen-ass bitch was like, "Why are you cutting the line?" Da, 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 so on and so forth. You guys want to hear the full story, fucking backpedal. I don't know what to tell you, because we're at 21. Can you do something for me? Can you hit a high level flex for me? 21. Do your thing. 21. Do your thing. Pumped. 21 fucking episodes of the High Level Podcast, guys. It's fucking lit. And I keep forgetting to plug this in, so I'm going to do it now while we're talking about High Level Podcast. For those of you out there who are interested in starting a podcast, okay, and you guys are looking for what platforms you can use to put your podcast out, I know there's a lot of them out there that you guys... If anybody out there who is listening is interested in starting a podcast, the best place for you guys to distribute your podcast is rss.com. There's going to be a link in the description for you guys. If you want to start a podcast, that is the place to do it. I'm telling you, RSS has everything mapped out so perfectly. You can see everything from where your content's being downloaded, like physically in the world, to what platforms it's being downloaded on, how many downloads you had on what days, at what times. There is monetization options on there as well. So again, guys, I'm going to drop a link in the description if you guys are interested in starting a podcast. If you have the idea, you don't know where to start, RSS is the place for you guys to start. I can't say it enough. Minimal amount of money, guys, and you get a lot for it. So I've been meaning to keep plugging this in for you guys. I've had a lot of people reach out to me or us and ask what we're using to distribute the pod. RSS.com. Boom. Go ahead. What do you got for Would You Rather?
I have some childish ones today. I was kind of like, you know what? Let's go for it. So, would you rather always have an eyelash in your eye or always have a hair in your butt crack?
I'm going with the hair in the butt crack. That does not bother me as nearly
Hair in
as
the
much
booty.
as having.
I'm taking the hair in the booty.
But something gets in your eye.
Like, it's just, I just had it early in the episode. Like, when it's like in there and then like you're trying to like, I don't know.
It's fucking deplorable. One of the most deplorable things that can happen to a human being is getting an eyelash in the eyeball. Because they're so sharp, too. They're not like soft little hairs. They're not soft hairs.
Get out. Here you go. Wait.
6 doll hairs. You can get 6 doll hairs. Only for 6 doll hairs, I can get a fucking cheeseburger this big, 4 nuggets, and a small drink that I drink in 2 sips for 6 doll hairs.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wendy's.
Wendy's would never.
You know what? I'm gonna say something. If we don't get a fucking sponsorship from Snapple at some point in this duration of the podcast, however long, I don't care if it takes us to get to like episode 729 to get.
You heard this, Snapple.
I fucking love Snapple. I will shamelessly
Put it back in the glass bottle.
I will put a Snapple in every single video going forward and shamelessly plug them until somebody from Snapple. I don't know what it is about Snapple iced tea. I fucking love it. It's the best.
Fruit punch.
You get a fun little fucking fact under that little cap too. And you get to be smarter about drinking Snapple. I don't know what made me think of it. I just been thinking to myself.
I just want them to know they truly ruined my life when they transitioned from glass to plastic. I will never let it go. It's a hill I will die on.
It's absolutely terrible. That's the only thing I don't like about Snapple. And I don't know why Snapple, of all things, of all like partnerships. I mean, like, come on, we're high level. We could easily partner with a fucking dispensary or like, no. Snapple. You know what? And you guys fucking heard it here first on episode 21 of the High Level Podcast. Every episode going forward, I will drink a Snapple and I will plug Snapple in because I had a Snapple today. I held on to it. I'm looking at, I'm like, I love Snapple, and what would be fucking cooler? So I'm speaking that. You guys heard it here first. I'm speaking this shit into existence at some point in this journey, in which is high level shit. Snapple.
Mic drop. All right.
You know, ideas float. You guys spit them out.
Okay. 21. Would you rather know when you're going to lose a finger or know how you're going to lose a finger?
Probably when. No, how. I want to know how it happens. Because when is irrelevant. It's going to happen. It doesn't matter when. I want to know how. Because then you have a better chance of avoiding it. Because it could happen. If you know when it happens, it's like, whatever. But how? You could change the course of your day. That, you know, if you know.
Well, if I know when it's going to happen, I'm just not going to put myself in the position that day for it to happen.
But it's the same difference as saying how, too. Because if I know how, then I'm not going to put myself in a position to.
Yeah, but with how, if you know, how, like, say it's like you lose your finger from cutting steaks. Like, now you're never going to cut steaks again. I'm going to
cut steaks.
As opposed to, like, if you know when, like, on July 30th of 2027, you're going to lose your finger. I'm going to just keep my ass home.
No, I need to know how. I need to, like, I couldn't just know when and not how. I'd rather just not know when it's going to happen, but know how. Like, at some point in time, you will lose the tip of your pinky to a meat slicer or some shit. I don't know.
Would you rather use eye drops made of vinegar or toilet paper made of sandpaper?
Oh my God.
I'm taking the vinegar eye drops.
To be honest, I might have to go vinegar too, because I couldn't imagine fucking 80 grit sandpaper sliding across the hemorrhoid on my asshole.
Maybe it might
couldn't
pop
imagine
it.
that. I couldn't imagine
scrape it right off.
A piece of sandpaper scraping
the hemorrhoid off.
Oh,
free surgery.
My God, yo! I swear to God, like, oh, my left butt cheek is tight like this right now. You said that. Oh, God. The fuck.
Would you rather shriek every time you laugh or snort every time you cry?
What do you mean shriek?
Like scream. Like literally like ah!
Or what?
Or snort every time you cry. I'm picking the shrieking because I already cackle as it is.
I'm a shriek too, I think.
Would you rather have all your dreams live streamed on Instagram or have your most embarrassing moments go viral on TikTok?
You know what? I'm probably going to go with the viral on TikTok because you may have caught me in my most embarrassing moments or moment. However, I'm now fucking viral, and you're gonna follow everything else I do now.
I don't know. I kind of want my dreams live streamed because some of my dreams, great plot. Great plot.
I mean, yeah, but some of my dreams ain't for anybody else to like see but me. Because I be having some my dreams be dreaming sometimes. And I don't need everybody knowing what the fuck I be dreaming about. Guys.
Oh, wait. Would you rather exclude your best friend from your MySpace top 8 or be excluded from your crush's top 8? Yo, if I was excluded from my crush's top 8...
Nah, if I'm excluded from my besties top 8, bro, I better be sitting in there. When people click on your profile and we have best friends and I'm not sitting in that top list of your friend group, go fuck off.
Nah, because I'd panic. Because
fuck right
if I was
off.
in my crush's top 8 and he swiftly took me out, I would have been like, bro...
Yeah, but sometimes
what I do.
Sometimes it's nice to be like, especially back then. You on the low ski, like, oh, we gotta, nobody
Fuck
knows
that sneaky
yet.
link
like,
shit. I want you to loud and proud.
like,
Thank you.
Nobody knows yet. Like we don't know what we are yet, so we can't tell anybody.
No. I'll fucking
until we know.
No.
Until we kiss on the
I'm
lips.
like a dog. I'm pissing on you, marking my territory. Absolutely not. You're mine.
Until we peck on the lips, we can't say nothing to
peck
nobody.
on the lips. Wait, do you remember Formspring Me?
Yeah, the thing we used to ask people questions anonymously on the.
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking
I had
about?
a memory come up today. You bitches was mean.
Oh, foul.
I don't know who it was because it's still anonymous.
Little bitches.
I don't know who it was.
But
I didn't share it today, but that shit was mean.
Yeah, you meanie.
But guess what? My teeth are fixed now. So.
Yeah. Gang. That's it though. That's all
Yeah.
you got. Once again, this is the High Level Podcast. And you can find us on YouTube at the High Level Podcast. You can find us on all audio platforms. So if you are a listener of the pod and you are not a watcher of the pod, go hit up Apple Pods, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn Radio, you name it, we're on it. Again, if you're looking to start a podcast and you want a host for that podcast, link is in the description. It's the RSS link you'll find down below.
Yup.
And what else? Follow us on Instagram at the High Level Podcast. If Rena ever decides to post on our TikTok, you can also find us on TikTok at the High Level Podcast. That's a little motivation for you. You got to get that shit flowing because we get some great traction on our videos and they're not on TikTok yet. That's a problem. However, we do have a TikTok. Jump over there, follow us. Content is coming for you guys on TikTok. And I think that's all the plugs, right? All the plugs. We already shout out Vinny P and AdLast. That link is in the description as well. If you need digital marketing at the highest level, go talk to Vinny P at AdLast.
Yep.
And I think that's all the plugs, guys. This is 21, episode 20 fucking 1. I love you all so much. All the support and love has been phenomenal. Guys, keep reaching out. Let us know things you want to hear and talk about. Again, let us fucking know.
Yes,
pumpkin
we love
or apple,
feedback.
pumpkin or apple. Give us feedback. We need to know apple or pumpkin. And with that being said, guys, we will be back again next week. You can expect Vinny P back with us next week. And not sure about a guest yet. It's up in the air. But you guys will find out next week. With that being said, love and peace.